is just fantastic. Captain's Log, Subdate 210917.1. I've assigned old Dorkiter to rebind Bork while I head back to the bridge to run some much needed diagnostics on the astrometric sensors, which isn't funny in the slightest, but it's okay, I've got something here that might put a smile on your face. Crewman Bork may well die soon from the power coursing through his veins. F in the comments. Welcome everyone to This Week at Twitter, or Twat. If you're watching this and not just listening to this, you may well notice we're not using the set or the avatar I usually go for. I figured for this one we'd go back to where it started, but I don't have the original images from the very beginning, but I do have the very first commissioned avatar I got in 2016, which was almost a year after I started on YouTube. Granted, back then I was uploading once a week. I was not really paying too much attention and I didn't pounce on hot topics, like all the other intellectual skeptics. The reason for this is because last night I stayed up a little bit late because I noticed we crept closer and closer as the day went by towards 100,000 subscribers. Last night I saw this number. I was messaging Irate Alex and then yeah, we did it everyone. Well done all of you for suffering me for this long. In celebration of this, I'm going to be on Sunday at 9 PM GMT, going to be hosting a stream with Alex joining me, so we can just chat, BS our way through a conversation, see what happens, maybe answer some questions from you. If you'd like to join us, it is already set up on the main channel. I'll link it as a pinned comment down below with the sources from today's video. From the bottom of my heart, it genuinely means the world to me that I was able to keep a promise I made to my sisters, which I'll explain on Sunday, but also get this far on YouTube when I genuinely thought around the 400 subscriber mark that perhaps I'd plateaued. It is nice to see that that is not the case, and I will of course seek to try and be a better creator going forward. I also want to try and grow other channels that I use, so if you do follow me on those channels, which are linked down below as well, please consider following and watching this space as I seek to be a better creator in other spheres as well. So to start, we're going to go with the random block of the week. I actually had two of these, but I'm going to go with the one I found yesterday because it tickled me the most. The first tweet I saw came courtesy of Marking Bad retweeting this. Trade offer. I ratio, you seethe, which is a retweet from John Phipps. PewDiePie is racist effing trash and doesn't belong anywhere near anything resembling relevancy, which is a retweet of YouTuber's Life 2, looked so cute and fun until I learned no Nazi PewDiePies involved. Even Disney fired this guy. Why not hire Richard Spencer too? Or other washed up racist stars of the noughties, maybe put JonTron in it. Fun fact, I couldn't see this tweet because it was Pillnock that has me blocked. I legit have no idea who you are, but I do love that you are so delicate that you have to have me blocked, having never engaged with me once. And as far as the discussion on YouTuber life goes, the video game, why do people play that? Why don't you just make content instead? Although it is a bit of a weird Inception-esque thing when you're making content from that game. Bit strange, but you know what? We'll let it go. And as far as anything resembling relevancy goes, PewDiePie has been relevant for a long, long time. He will remain as such for quite some time in the future, either until he actually walks away or until he inevitably cocks up even more than he already has, and it actually does lead to some form of cancellation. So because he is still one of the biggest stars on YouTube, it makes sense to feature him regardless. Who are they going to put in his place? Vosh? So next, we're going to talk about the singer Nicki Minaj. This one's a tricky one. It does concern coronavirus, so I'm going to read her tweet and go through a few other additional bits. My cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicles became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. So just pray on it and make sure you're comfortable with your decision, not bullied. Now I actually agree with the last part. Make sure you're comfortable with your decision and not bullied into making it. 100%. It's the part where someone mentions their balls got swollen after having one of these vaccines. Now, there are sources from the CDC, so whether or not you believe it or not is up to you, saying that this does not affect your ability to get a stiffy, nor does it enlarge your testes, which has since also been confirmed by Fauci. But the part I found fascinating is the White House reached out to Nicki Minaj because they'd like to have a conversation, answer some questions. Now, this isn't like Biden having a conversation with Nicki. No, this is aide to aide, confirmed by the secretary, the press secretary for the White House. But the responses are quite interesting because they seem reluctant when it came to addressing Nicki Minaj's comments to either confirm or deny what she herself has said. Now, this has led to protests outside the CDC as well, from fans of Nicki Minaj saying that she's right. I haven't seen much coverage of this in the sense of them saying she's wrong. If anyone can put their finger on it and say why, by all means do so in the comments. For obvious reasons, I can't. And I still really want my play button, so please don't be too edgy. Alright. So next, Tyler Preston 20. Sargon truly lost it here. Societal collapse isn't bad politics or anything like that, but a fit woman? Followed up with another tweet from YouTubers bitching Lamau. Under is a comment from Sargon of Akkad. The comment reads, "We are a civilization in steep decline. You're underselling the total collapse quite significantly." According to CharmingMan93 or Mitch on YouTube, linked to his channel down below in the pinned comment, Sargon wasn't being serious. But this did lead to an interesting debate that I noticed between Charming Man and others when it comes to the female form. And it ultimately comes down to this image here. On the right you have a lady in a purple dress, and on the left you have a lady in her uniform at work. A pole vaulter if it wasn't obvious enough. Apparently this man, NorCal Zuma, is delusional for liking the girl on the right. Personally, I reckon the girl on the right has tighter abs than the girl on the left. How can you be sure? And the girl on the left, her job is to be an athlete, so she's going to be toned and ripped and healthy and fit. By the way, not unattractive. All bodies come in different shapes and sizes and serve certain purposes depending on what it is you choose to do in your life and with your life. You are not blind and delusional for finding the girl on the right more attractive than the left, but you are judgmental for disregarding the girl on the left because of her muscles. And yes, I did say muscles, because she goes to the gyme all the time. Listen to that rhyme. I am a freaking rap god. For the sake of it, I'm not encouraging anyone now to be all like, "Oh yes, but the blonde hair, white skin, beautiful dress is more attractive than those muscles." Nah, I'm not all about that judgmentalness. We're not doing that. I just find it fascinating people put it out there and then get very defensive when people criticize them for it, which is what Mitch was doing. Criticizing people who are being judgmental or using a bit of a mistake, a joke even, and running with it as if it was serious, which then leads to these kind of arguments. After all these years, people still seem to fail to understand that you can't convey tone in message. It's why I have a sarcasm sign, because there are people that precious. So while we're in the ballpark of spicy tweets, although we've skipped one, we're going to go to Pam Keith Esquire. If you didn't see this, you missed out. On the 6th of January 2021, 9/11/2001 ceased being the worst thing that happened to America in my lifetime. It's really weird and painful to process and say that, but it's the truth, and quite frankly, it's not even close. Now, I can understand the criticism. Being British, my criticism is something different. We do day, month, year, so this does, from time to time, confuse me. But when I've complained about people making false equivalences in the past, Pam Keith Esquire has come by and just said, "Hold my milk. I've got a bomb to drop. And oh boy, gee willikers, it's going to be a doozy." People on Twitter are going to be at me like, "Suffering succotash. She's edgy." No, they gave you crap. You got ratioed like no tomorrow. I haven't seen that many replies to a tweet in quite some time, from both sides of the political aisle. If ever there was a time you wanted to have some fun on Twitter, just read Keemstar's Twitter thread. It's always funny. The guy does videos. Whether you like him or not, I find him entertaining, especially when he goes off on one, dabbing essentially on everyone. More recently, he put out a twit longer, titled "The Internet Has Changed." And I'm going to read a bit. The internet has changed so much. Back in the day, people would speak their mind without filters, raw opinions, toxic trash talk, or dark banter. Today, everyone online is acting like they are recording a brand deal 24/7, every time they tweet, speak, or post to social media. This video is sponsored by Raid Shadow Legends. I'm kidding. I've noticed recently people have been flocking to the few that still keep it raw, like Tanner and Trisha. But even Trisha is trying to be a social justice warrior. Tanner is just being Tanner. Why am I making this post? Because I'm bored with the internet. This is our careers, people. Our job is not to make as much money as we can. Our job is to entertain. This is the entertainment biz. And to the final paragraph or sentence. To all the YouTubers, Twitch streamers and TikTokers, I just want you all to know you're boring dumb Keem. So, I just want to point at 2 bits. It's YOU''RE, and boring, not borning. But thank you for playing along, Keemstar. To our penultimate subject, we don't have tweets. We're actually going to criticize Twitter for 2 things. And no, neither of them are the edit button that we all want. Instead, it's going to be because Twitter are now going to let bot accounts self-identify as good bots. Yup. And the second is that Twitter is going to begin testing a facility that you may have heard of if you use Reddit. This particular feature will connect people with shared interests, like Discord and Grindr. But we still don't get a bloody edit button, all these additional perks and facilities. And we still don't get the ability to alter a tweet if we spelt something wrong in favour of having to delete it before it's archived and we get ratioed. Without the edit button, you contribute towards a more toxic environment where people are unable to make amend quick enough or to alter to prevent something being misunderstood. I know the response now could be, "Oh, just get good, scrub," but that doesn't resolve the problem, does it? Granted, I'm not controversial enough. Generally on Twitter, I shitpost, but I don't get too into things. I'm not serious on Twitter. I post videos, streams, images, dog pictures. That's about it, really. Maybe the odd empty bottle of whiskey because apparently I'm an alcoholic. But that's it, really. An edit button would be preferable to connecting people with shared interests and letting bots self-identify as good. So to our final subject and our main event. We're going to Crayola. At Crayola. This is disgusting. Little children use your products. On this is a pencil with 3 words, each one being from a different language. Underneath, Crayola. With Crayola products sold in more than 80 countries and packaged in 12 different languages, Crayola is very much a global company. The word black appears along with the words black and noir, because it is the literal Spanish translation of the word black. To which the person who tweets this out goes, "What? I'm Spanish. That's not the problem. How dare you using French?" Burn. Now, as we're done, I'd like to know what you think. Do let me know in the comments down below. As a final thing, I'm streaming on the Moist Ski Live channel tonight, a weekly political roundup with my delicious co-host, Trapsy Wapsy. If you're at all interested in a weekly political discussion, it is linked in the description in the link tree. If I don't see you there, have a fantastic Friday and subsequent weekend, and thank you all very much for 100,000 subscribers and for listening.